What's going on, guys? Josh here from Moment Productions. I'm a filmmaker based out of Los Angeles, California, so if you're new here, consider subscribing with those notifications turned on. Today we're going to be talking about the tips and tricks with the Zhiyun Crane 3 Lab. I've been getting a lot of DMs on my Instagram and YouTube asking me about some of the quirks and if they can be worked out with this gimbal. And I have 4 different solutions for you. So let's get started with the quick release plate. Many of you have been stating that the quick release plate cannot be properly tightened up, meaning that the quick release plate can move freely forward or backward. This can be easily fixed. So the quick and easy way to fix this issue is to remove the quick release plate and spin the tensioner around a few times. This will then eventually tighten up and you'll be able to lock your camera back in place. This is probably the most common issue I've been getting in my DMs on Instagram and YouTube, so this is how you fix that. Tip number 2, how to preserve battery life and get a longer running time. The HD transmission box under the quick release plate allows you to wirelessly control your camera and view everything that you're shooting. However, if you're using it, it is sucking up more battery life. There is an option to turn off this HD transmission box. On the front of the box, we have a little button. Press it and hold it until the blue light on the back of the HD box turns off. Once that happens, you are going to be getting longer battery life. Tip number 3, balancing the pan axis properly. A lot of you have been getting issues with POV mode and vortex mode. The camera just doesn't rotate properly and it seems like the motors are going limp. This actually all has to do with the balance of your pan axis. So if you want to see a detailed video on how to properly balance your gimbal, check out this video right here. But basically, your pan axis needs to be rebalanced, so make sure that's perfectly balanced. All you have to do is loosen up that axis and rebalance it. Tilt the gimbal to its side to make sure that the camera doesn't swing around freely. Of course, you have to be balancing your camera when the gimbal is turned off. So that's a quick and simple test. Just pick up your gimbal, tilt it to its side, and if the camera doesn't swing around, that means your pan axis is properly balanced. The last tip, standby mode. Standby mode allows you to make adjustments to the gimbal while the motors are not working. The gimbal is still running, but sometimes it might be more convenient to go into standby mode rather than having the gimbal turn off. It takes a less amount of time doing so. To go into standby mode, double press the power button. Then the motors will go limp. So the gimbal is still on, but it's not sending any power to any of the motors. To send torque back to the motors, all you have to do is press the power button again. Now, if you're looking for the best tips on how to use a gimbal properly, check out my playlist of gimbal tutorials right up here. When you're watching those videos, take some notes because you are going to learn a lot. And don't worry, I have a ton more tutorials coming out for gimbals, so make sure you're subscribed with those notifications turned on. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and also if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments section below. Also, my new LUT pack is officially out, so check that out in the description box. I can't wait to see what you create, and I'll see you soon. Peace.